Great evening, great evening, great evening. Trying to do some technical things to see what exactly the issue if I can stream, what the issue was before. Trying to see if we can get through it. I appear to be live, so I just wanted to come on and talk to all of you. You all know the devil's a liar. Whatever the reason was, it was not allowing me to fully stream properly. I want to thank my brother from another mother, Mr. Mitch Race, because he jumped on and took over as a co-host does, and really rarely kept the podcast going, and I greatly appreciate that. Um, but I didn't want to leave it as is because anybody who knows me knows I am not that one. When one door closes, another one's going to open. We're going to figure it out one way or another. I'm looking to see if I can be seen on various platforms at the moment. Um, Again, just to see, we had an amazing podcast set up for tonight, and we know the enemy did not want that podcast delivered for whatever the reason might be. One door closes, another one. Just checking. I can see that I am streaming live. Thank you for that. Thank you for watching. I can see you on the other platforms. Thank you. But so what I want to do is I want to ask Mitch Race to come back another day and do the episode that was intended to happen. But for tonight, I just want to continue. I don't want to not show up. That's not me. For anybody who knows me, I is another one is open that door and make it happen. Um, right now, I don't see that I'm disappearing or anything like that, and it's kind of late, so I don't want to bother Mitch and ask him to come on so late because I know in respect for him that he has to get up early in the morning. Um, for whatever reason, I'm still seeing the comments from before. I can't get rid of them for some reason, but it's all good. Gonna jump back over and thank you for the acknowledgement on Facebook that you can see me. Thank you for that. Um, Popping back over here. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing old comments, which is okay. See if we can get rid of those and okay, there we go. Now bring them back. Still old comments, but okay. But the fact of the matter is that I did not want to leave anybody hanging, and those of you who were unable to rejoin don't know that I'm on. You can watch the replay later, but at the end of the day, I will fix the actual title for tonight. But we were going to talk about hardship, and we were going to talk about self-image. We were going to talk about the crossroads and crises. So what I want to talk about tonight is hardship, life challenges, and grief. And in that, um, as you may know, every morning, preferably before um, 9:30, 10 o'clock, I send out a video, and it's addressed to Boss Warrior Queens. And the reason why it's addressed to Boss Warrior Queens is because in my field of expertise and from what I've gone through in my life, I have a story to tell. And my story has to do with myself, female. And what I encountered as a result of my dad's passing, and trust me when I tell you, it wasn't pretty. And as a result of that, and being stuck in grief for the 342 days as I was, um, I had myself isolated, and I was riddled in brokenness and life challenges and just darkness. And it happened so fast. And let me share my story so that you can understand. And in that, my dad had an illness, which, as his doctor, who was the head of oncology and hematology, explained, was pretty much my body. My dad's body was like a an old car engine. And he said that, when an old engine leaks oil, what do? You don't go spend a lot of money to go buy a new engine for an old car. You just keep replacing the oil as needed. And that was the same scenario with my dad. He had a rare blood disorder where his blood was not matriculating through his body as it should. And as a result of that, um, it gave the appearance that he was bleeding out, and he wasn't. It's just that the red blood cells weren't matriculating through the body as best explained. A child starts off in preschool, and they continue their education until they graduate in high school. And that's the scenario for the red blood cells. They did not grow appropriately and then move out. And as a result, he had to go for blood transfusions every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, whenever necessary. And that was his way of life. And as my sister explains it, that's the reason why she went into the field of becoming an integrated health and nutrition coach, as a result of my father and him saying that that would be his way of life, in pretty much the acceptance of that. And so, as a result, every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever needed, I would take my dad to the doctor if he didn't take himself. God bless his soul. He passed away 5 days short of his 83rd birthday. Um, he was still working up until a couple of months before his passing. He had retired. And retired again. And then he eventually found himself bored. And so he drove a bus, and a coach bus. And he drove, as he said, his ladies from various senior citizens developments to their doctors. He would take them to the mall shopping. They would go to the grocery store, different things. And then he would help them take their packages into their homes. And that's what he enjoyed to do. So, long story short, it was the height of the pandemic, and not even 48 hours before my dad's passing, we were informed by this person. I assume it was a doctor that we never saw before. And she said that my dad had 6 months to live. Came out of left field, was in shock, couldn't show my true emotions because my dad was right in front of me. And I did not want to show him how that affected me hearing that news. And so my dad said he believed in straight shooting, and he seemed to have taken it, I guess, as intended. My mama had went to be with the Lord a couple of years before, and my dad had missed her so much. So I guess he felt as though, okay, I'm not going to be here much longer, and I'll go be with the Lord and be with mama. And now here I am, finding myself calling my siblings, especially my sister, and letting her know what's going on, and telling her that the 6 months of daddy's life is going to be his best 6 months ever. I'm moving my furniture out of my bedroom. I'm going to put in storage. I'm ordering him a hospital bed and a lounge chair, and trying to make him as comfortable as possible for the 6 months. But he was going to have the best 6 months that he possibly could. And now I find myself, not even 48 hours later, at my dad's bedside, holding his hands, looking into his eyes and regretting it, knowing what was to come. And as I'm holding his hand, a tear is rolling down his cheek. And it was at that moment that he took his last breath on this earth and his first breath in heaven. And that is the reason why I fell into that dark hole, into that isolation, into that depression, into that feeling of a dribble or a hamster spinning around and doing the same thing every day, doing the same thing day in and day out, and not going anywhere other than running to the cemetery and to feel that closeness of my dad. And that just continued. That continued until I had a mindset shift where my perspective changed, and it only became a reality to me in the last couple of weeks in speaking in class with my mentor. And he shared with me that actually that was a perspective change, that my mindset changed when I said, and I've been saying, that enough is enough and I can't do this anymore. My dad would have expected more of me. I have 3 grandchildren. Now I have 4 I'm blessed with, but then it was 3 I wasn't spending any time with. I was barely leaving my room. I had lost a lot of weight. I didn't realize that I wasn't eating. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to tell my family how I was really feeling, because in my mind they were already grieving, and I didn't want to put the extra burden on them to worry about me, because I knew that they were grieving, and in that I just didn't want to add to that pressure, so I kept it to myself. But when that perspective mindset changed and I had enough was enough, and I decided after those 342 days of being stuck that I was going to do something about it, and my dad would not have wanted that of me, I sought out a mentor slash coach that is now my friend and family and a loving community, which I'm blessed with, that I consider to be my family and my friends. And um, I started to invest in myself, pour into myself, show up for myself, even though in the beginning my mindset was, oh, yes, I'm going to show my mentor. I'm going to show him. He told me if I was coachable and if I was teachable and if I did the work and if I showed up, that he was going to help me and show me how to move forward past the grief. But the reality was I wasn't showing him. It wasn't about him. It was about me. So fast forward 4 years plus later, here I am sitting in front of you today on the Sonya Dungee podcast with a smile on my face, because as a transformation coach, I get to help those that are stuck and broken and struggling in that grief and in that hardship and in those life challenges, um, feeling that they have no direction and have no end in sight, but they are ready to move forward. And once I know that they're ready to move forward and they're seeking me for that direction and that know-how, I get to help them to become resilient and empowered with that attitude of expectation and of excellence, reaching economic independence so that they too can be destined for their greatness and walk fully in their God-given purpose. And that's what I get to do in my calling, in my purpose. And that's what I am doing here tonight. I showed up even though we had all these issues, because I can't be that example, and I can't tell people that when you're going through a storm, the storm will pass, but it's okay to be okay. And things are going to happen in your life. But the message in all that is to turn that problem into a project and turn that mess into a message. And when one door closes, another one find nothing for it. That's what I did today by showing up, even though we had these technical difficulties, went on with the podcast without me, as we do as great leaders adjust, and I'm grateful for that. But I just wanted to show up to thank you for allowing me to share you and to tell you how grateful I am for you, for your support, and for showing regardless, and for taking the time to comment and to like and to share. And speaking of which, that magic number, you are no longer able to continue to show up, and I don't necessarily have to lean on a streaming platform the way that it should. I can still show up. I can still go live as I will be this weekend when reservation, and I'll have to go live on another platform because I can't go live on the one that I normally use, but that's okay because that door is not going to stay shut. I will get that door opened. I will show up as I'm showing up tonight, regardless of any type of stipulations that are given to me, any type of technical difficulties, anytime that the enemy tries to come for me, I'm still going to show up because I will not stop. I will not give up. I would not be where I am today. If I did that, I would have been long gone. But I'm here, and I'm here for a purpose, and I'm here for all of you, just as I will be here for you on our next masterclass, which is going to be on Wednesday, September the 3rd at 7 p.m. I will put the information when I post this afterwards, and it is also on my bio as well. But with that, I thank you guys for watching again. We will be bringing our special guests and co-host Mitch Race back again. And that's another thing. It's like every single time he is scheduled to make an appearance, something has gone wrong, but that's okay because we will rectify that for sure. But other than the name change and other than the fact that we could not have our special guest slash co-host, as I said, the podcast goes on. So this is still episode number 173, with number 174, we will be happening this coming Sunday, as we have some surprises in order for you. And actually, I apologize, this is number 174. So 175 will be a special. Look for that this coming Sunday. There's going to be some other special things happening. Look for some pop-ups with some very special guests. I don't want to ruin that for you as well, but we will be busy for the next couple of days showing up and showing out. For those of you this coming Labor Day weekend, I wish you a safe Labor Day weekend. As always, remember, be destined for greatness, your very best. Be safe, stay well. God bless you all, and bye for now. And by the way, there's our special guest in there. Thank you once again for showing up and taking over. Mitch, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. And thank you for showing up even again tonight. Didn't mean to leave you out. I just knew that the lateness of the hour, I did not want to infringe on your time, because we're supposed to, and I say all the time, take non-negotiable time for you, set time aside so that you can have your self-care and your self-love. I hope you were able to enjoy the rest of that coffee that you prepared when we were setting up today. But again, I will definitely be having you come back really, really soon. I don't want to ruin any surprises for anybody, but I know that you and I will be appearing again in the very near future. Again, for those of you that are joining live now and wondering what the heck is going on, we had some technical difficulties earlier, and we're just going to put those to bed. So this is episode 174. It was more of talking about grief and showing how hardship will not bring you down at the end of the day. So again, stay safe, stay well. God bless you all, and you will be seeing me again very soon. Until then, bye for now.